Hello there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Shakespeare Journey Tag. And I'm going to tag some people right off the bat. I'd like to tag Phillip Hall and Roy at Roy Reads Anything, Randy Ray at Literary Texan, and Too Tight Lautrec. If you don't know these channels or Too Tight Lautrec's channel, links in the description box below, but Too Tight did a long series, excellent series on the sonnets. So I'd like to refer you back to them. It was a real pleasure to go through those and take great notes, and I know a lot of booktubers enjoyed that. So this was an original tag by the Shakespeare group, and I was tagged by Pat. Book Chat with Pat. She talks about Kelly wanting to revise this tag, so I'm happy to do it again. Gives me a chance to talk about Shakespeare. Prompt 1. What was your first experience reading Shakespeare, and what was it like? Well, this is back in high school when I was a freshman. I took the same. I had the same teacher in high school all 4 years, culminating with honors English, and we read Two Gentlemen of Verona, Shakespeare's first comedy, and it happened that a graduate of our high school, his younger brother was in the class. His name was Doug, became a friend of mine. But his older brother was in a production of Two Gentlemen of Verona at Bowling Green State University. So the class all went to that. And I still remember the actor running on stage and sliding, and Lancelot Bobo's a clown. So that got me turned on to acting and Shakespeare, and that friend became an actor after college and went hired on at Disney World in Florida. Went down to visit him. Prompt 2. Was the reading of a Shakespeare play, has a reading, ever brought you to tears? I'm going to go with King Lear because I just reread and watched it tonight. Very moving, cathartic, how a flippant decision on his part will affect his demise and that of his daughters and drive him to madness. And in the end, King Lear is the more I read it, I've only read it a handful of times, but I learn about it. There's different versions of King Lear, and there's one with a happy ending. I'd like to read that. Prompt 5. Which character in Shakespeare most resembles you, and in what ways? I'm going to go with a character I'd like to play, Caliban. Now, I'm not sure if he resembles me or vice versa, because he's a monster, son of Satan and a witch. But I think I'd make a good Caliban. And I love The Tempest. More on The Tempest later. Prompt 4. Do you have a favorite book or film about Shakespeare? I'm gonna go with it's on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, where Al Pacino is doing like a workshop on Richard III, and it's really intense and informative and dramatic, and I love this play. I saw it in the Steppenwolf Garage Theater, which is an offshoot of Steppenwolf in Chicago, like 2016, where excuse me, my alarm. The man was disabled in a wheelchair, but he also had this electronic device that enabled him to actually walk for short periods of time. And that was an experience. Which play would you most like to see performed in the theater and why? A Midsummer Night's Dream, because I've never seen it in a theater, and I'd love to. You know, the uh, Fairy Puck, and I I can relate to the, the two characters who fall in love with the same woman. I want to see that. 7. What actor throughout history would you most like to see play Hamlet while in his prime? Well, the first Hamlet I saw was Sir Derek Jacobi from England, a BBC production of Hamlet. And what I would do, I've told this story before, so please indulge me. I would get the VCR tape from the library, get the text, get some Guinness from my father's tap in the basement, and watch it on TV. And I've been doing that ever since. That's my MO for watching Shakespeare. But to answer the question off the top of my head, I mean, Mel Brooks, I mean, Mel Gibson or Sean Penn. I like Sean Penn. 8. Deliver your favorite speech or soliloquy from a Shakespeare play. Boy, I used to know a few. Um, let's see. I like. How about some lines? Speak the speech trippingly off the tongue, and I like the part about all the world's stage and men and women merely players from Hamlet, and I like the line. Those who seek revenge dig two graves. That's from Hamlet too. Um, that's enough. I want to point out this poster here. That's from Kent State University. When I was an undergrad, I was in the crew of Macbeth, and not only that, before that was it was during Halloween, but I was also on the crew of The Tempest. I was an actor in high school, and I tried to. I did some minor acting in college, and I auditioned for a few. But there's some great actors, you know, once you get to college. So I got into writing, and I did some stage management, calling out the light cues, and 5 seconds to this. But anyway, I was on the crew of The Tempest at Kent State, and I remember it was in the round, the opening, how they created a storm at sea, and just with minor scaffolding and positions of bodies, and we were back with those thunder making things that had wooden and real thick, like kind of metal sheets of tin making the sound effects. 9. Do any of Shakespeare's plays intimidate you? And if yes, what play and why? The histories, like Henry the Fourth and Fifth, and that. I've never seen Richard II. We were talking about that on the live show yesterday. Um, 10. What tips would you give to intimidated readers coming to Shakespeare for the first time? Well, don't be, and use my MO to get into it. Shakespeare is filled with violence and revenge and backstabbing and romance and love and mismatches and mistaken identities and misgendered roles. Um, Violence, like Titus Andronicus, which I'll be rereading again later this month. Very violent play, but there's a film adaptation of it with Anthony Hopkins, great Shakespearean actor, and it kind of reminds me of Coriolanus and its violence and uh, backstabbing. One is about politics and the other is about, but we have to wait and see on that. 11. Which is your favorite Shakespeare play and why? Hmm, well, I don't have two copies of Hamlet for anything, and Hamlet takes a large part in Joyce's Ulysses, which I like. But I'm going to go with The Tempest. I just worked on the crew and Caliban and all that. This, I don't know how I could weave this into the questions, but Tom Stopper's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Guildenstern are dead. I'm going to reread this and watch it with commenter extraordinaire Patricia H. later in the month, and that's going to be a real treat. So I already tagged my people. I want to thank Pat for tagging me, and I look forward to your comments below about your Shakespeare experience.